Everton have been deducted 10 points for exceeding FFP rules by 20 million, as I'm sure you're aware by now. Sean Dyche headed the punishment. I think that everyone in these parts was shocked. Seemingly the wave of noise was that most people in football were shocked. The enormity of it, the disproportionate is the word that's been used by the club. Dyche clearly appears correct in his assessment of the reaction, given a significant majority of those who feel it's harsh. But Everton hosted Manchester United at Goodison Park, and they spoke at length about how entirely unfair the deduction is. This included an interview with Greater Manchester Mayor and Everton fan Andy Burnham, who's written to the Premier League and the DCMS. There was no attempts to present the opposite argument, and Everton have been caught and the punishment fits the crime, you could argue. Likewise, analysis on Sky Sports almost followed the same course as Toffees being badly treated. It looks to be undoubtedly an effective PR campaign for Everton since the punishment was announced to the mainstream. If only they had their finances and their football decisions with the same attitude. There are undoubtedly valid arguments in support of the deduction being harsh. One is that it's unprecedented. This level. This is in line with the standard 9-point deduction made to a number of clubs for going into administration over the past 20 years, including Pompey when they were in the Premier League. As for FFP, Birmingham was deducted 9 points by the champion for overspending between 10 million between 2015 and 2018. Another argument is that a 10-point deduction for breaching the rules by only 20 million makes little sense compared to spending sprees the likes of Chelsea and two Manchester clubs. Many will now be waiting to see what happens with 115 charges faced by Man City for their conduct between 2009 and 2018. It should be said, however, that these charges are arguably less provable and more subjective. There will be an increased focus now on how Chelsea are going to treat their accounts to justify Todd Bowley's assertion that Blues are within FFP limits despite spending over $1 billion in transfer fees inside 12 months. The 20 million figure itself has been used by Jamie Carragher to argue against the deduction, saying he thinks it's excessive. It's a small figure when you think of the Premier League now in transfer fees. Other pundits have pointed out that Toffees have seen little benefit from the 20 million overspend because of how poor of treatment has been, including 25 wasted on lights of Gambin has been widely said, making 6 appearances, mostly from the bench, and released for free. While in full accepted these are valid arguments, they are equally valid arrangements that the punishment is absolutely justified and maybe too light. When you see teams, I don't know, like Brighton, who continue to go strength to strength, while Everton were overspending and Brighton doing it without it. Had Everton taken 4 less points from 2021-22, they would have been relegated instead of Burnley. 2 fewer points, they would have gone down last season instead of Leicester. Applying a punishment in this season is simply likely to move them from mid-table to a lower position without causing them to move into the Championship. The 20 million breach being made little to no difference really this season. Had Burnley or Leicester not stuck within FFP rules, spent 20 million extra like Everton, and had Albion's eyes for talent, they could have had 3 Moises Caicedos and paid his salary over the same period. 5 Karen Matomas for £20 million would have provided them with plenty of goals to steer clear of the danger, or 400 Evan Ferguson's. Suddenly, the points deduction, given the 20 million difference, could put it in the right hands, becomes lenient rather than excessive. Overall, there are 3 conclusions to be drawn from this. The first is that there needs to be a more clear definition of the punishments. This is difficult to put down. Of course, we've had other impacted like COVID, Ukraine war, etc., that's affected them. Secondly, there's been a timely assessment process. The Everton case should have been dealt with last season at the latest. Thirdly, any watering down of Everton's appeal needs to be stopped. That will bring it more in line with the minimal punishment Red Bull faced for exceeding the budget cap in F1, for example. Such minimal punishment will completely defeat the object of a budget cap and just leave angry rivals. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Next time, have a daily football news and Scottish channel is going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.